There is an opportunity here to save money and at the same time, save lives.
There is a problem. There is a huge need, to provide wraparound support services for veterans.
When you're in a shelter, you're a number, partly because there's just so many people. If they wanted to give you more, they probably can't. Their funding is cut.
Very limited services for women veterans, and even less for single parent veterans.
At that point, in and out of jail, the juvenile, the Audi home. At 13 when I left, my grandmother refused to take me back. So every time I was released from the Audi home, I had no place to go.
And we really look out for each other because we consider ourselves to be a family. I think I work for one of the best programs in Thresholds.
Something that just blew me away and how effective we can be with young people.
Being in social services, you're not compensated monetarily as much as you are knowing that you're really making a difference in your community.
I love it. I sketch out the paint and then I paint it. I'm getting good at art.
What we do on a board really supports a group of over 800 people who deliver services. And they do it in a both compassionate and respectful way.
I lost a brother at 29 years old to mental illness and substance abuse. And I think had we as a family found Thresholds, he might be with us today.
Being as that I have been homeless before, that was a picker up. That this program took a chance on me and they gave me a place to stay.
To every person I've ever met through Thresholds, I am Deborah. I am not mentally ill. I am not homeless.
A lot of society, once they see your illness, no matter how forward you go on your illness, that's the one thing that they remember and judge you by, and I don't think that's fair.
You're assuming that the most important thing about all these folks is that they're mentally ill. You're identifying them with their disability, and that's wrong.
I do not believe now that there's a person in this country that is not affected by mental illness, by a brother, or a cousin, a child, a father.
People with mental illness, you never know what's in the inside is going on. You need to treat them with dignity and you need to treat them with respect. And a lot of people with mental illness, I think they lose faith. They lose something related to their soul. And Thresholds is like, got my soul back.
The staff themselves, they're really in tune with you. They're really in tune with themselves, and they're really in tune with all of us as a whole.
You don't have to explain or describe the difficulties that you're having because, I've been there too.
They're welcome when they come through our doors. It's not a judgmental place.
Very person-centered, very just normal. When I go to work, I don't feel like I'm going to work. I feel like I'm going to my second home.
So the passion just kind of maintains throughout, and that's something that I haven't seen in a lot of other places.
You don't feel like it's just a job.
The single most effective treatment for mental illness is supported employment.
When they came to me with the peer mentor position, in my head I thought it was the most wonderful idea anybody could have.
At a certain point, they're going to pay taxes. They're going to be contributing members.
I wanted to work for UPS, so they got me a job at the flower shop, driving the flower truck.
The job helped me because it taught me to be humble.
It was really nice. The first year I just sat and I listened to all the members talk about things, and the next year I said, well, I can do that. So I ran for the vice president and I won that.
One of the important things we do is provide housing.
But when you're homeless, everything and every day, everything you do is just, where am I going to sleep tonight?
Thresholds was my first real home.
With the challenges that we're facing and the budget cuts, we're going to need all the help we can to continue to do what we've been doing for all these years.
With Threshold, I don't have a limit on time. I can stay there as long as I need to.
It really would help with them building skills around their mental health needs.
There are these roadside bombs.
I've been a veteran for over 20 years. I didn't know that services existed for veterans until about a year or two ago.
That traumatic injury will affect them for the rest of their lives.
You almost have this period where you're grieving. You know, you're grieving because you lost who you were. You know, and you have to rediscover that.
Veterans only want to be served by veterans.
When they talk to another veteran, they feel like your family. They trust you.
They're not alone through their transition. It may seem impossible, it may seem very almost endless, but the resources and the supports are there.
They are saving money on the backs of disabled people. That's wrong.
I would tell them to wake up, that it's not going away, it's going to grow.
There's an incredibly big sense of urgency to fund the work that we're doing.
Funding itself and Thresholds will just help everybody in the long run.
We have a big fight on our hands in order to try to maintain the care that we want to provide for all of the members that we have at Thresholds. A word that really described the folks that are at Thresholds, it would be
Caring.
Friendship.
Lively.
Home.
Happy, warm,
Hopeful.
trust, passion,
Welcoming.
commitment.
Bonds, relationships, support.
loving, beautiful.
Caring, supportive.
So thank you, Thresholds, and keep the good work. Keep it going.
Thresholds is a place that can help you turn your life around. I mean, flat out turn your life around.
I love Thresholds.
You need to continue to fund Thresholds. You need to fund it even more, and you need to keep funding it and keep funding it.
I have this saying, right? My mom gave me birth. Thresholds gave me life.